Welcome back to the brand new actor. I'm your host, Deanna Gamboa, and you're tuning into Season 2, Episode 5 Reels with our special guest, Vanessa Ballester, filmmaker, actress, and co founder of Let's Get Real. So, I am so excited to be here with you today. We actually go way back into high school. We were in volleyball together, and now you're an actor. Can you tell us how that even happened? Because I don't even remember you being in the arts throughout high school.
I really wasn't. I took like one drama class because we had to, but I wasn't really, I would always pay attention, but I wasn't really interested in it until it was past high school. I remember my brother was taking acting classes. And then as a, actor student, you have to check out scripts and just study them. So my brother would use me as his like co-actor, and I remember just having so much fun, and we would like crack up and laugh, and I would actually be into it. But then I didn't really pay too much mind into it until probably 2 years after. I think I started when I was 21, and I had just graduated from my associates from criminal justice. I was going to go into my first semester of bachelor's when I realized that I hated it. I did not like it one bit. So I just stopped it right after that semester. And then again, it sounds so cliche, but it was 2 a.m. and I just couldn't sleep. And I just went on Google and I was like, okay, acting classes near me. And I found this one in Wynwood. And the next Tuesday, I was already, this was like a Friday, I think. And then the next Tuesday, I was already taking that class. And it was so much fun. It was just like, a community. And then I lasted there 3 months or 6 months until I went to my actual acting coach, Michael Jacques. And I was with him for 4 years and I absolutely loved it. But then I realized that I actually like also behind the scenes. I like camera, I like direct. So I went to this WIFT event and I found this girl that just graduated from the film program at MDC. And then she told me about it. And then the next day I just started Googling it. And yeah, the next semester I started in spring 2023. And the rest is history.
Wow, that's a crazy story because, like I said, like I had no idea. But then I saw you like doing some films, and I saw that you were like in acting school, and I was like, that's so amazing. But that's really cool how you started. And so, how did you then go from becoming an actor, and then you said that you liked a little more behind the scenes, to then creating Let's Get Real?
As an actor, we had to shoot monologues for class, and I would go to my friend's house and just shoot. I would shoot his, and he would shoot mine. And I remember his name is Micah. I remember when he would shoot, I was like, Micah, I think you should try this way. Let's try this way and see how it looks. So I was like getting into my directorial debut without even realizing that I was doing it. So then he was like, Vanessa, I think you should go into this. And I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'll try it out. And that's how I went into film. And then with the Let's Get Real, it was just, combining both actor and director or filmmaker into one. So that's just it's just basically flowed all together. And I think this is what I was meant to do.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what services you provide for Let's Get Real?
Yeah, so we provide mini monologues, so it's about 3 hour shoot time, and we just do whatever monologue you decide that you want to do, or if you don't have one, I can provide one for you. And we do that. We do a scene work, which you can invite a partner, a scene partner, and we'll get to footage. So for the scene partner for yourself, if you don't have a scene partner, we also provide scene partners. Like I said, because of my acting background, I do have a lot of actor friends that are on speed dial. Hey, I need you for this. Can you, do you have time? Like, they love it. So they're more than happy to do it. And they're professional as well. And then if you don't have a script or you don't like anything and you would like an original piece, I also write. Actually, my friend Melissa, she needed a Spanish monologue because she wanted to get more into the Spanish field. And I wrote it for her and like just, again, couldn't sleep. It was like 3 in the morning. I was just like, let me just write it this for Nilissa. And I wrote it for her, and we're actually going to shoot it this week. So yeah, that's the good thing about it, that we also do services in Spanish and English. And yeah, so that's how we got into it.
And I really love the fact that like both you and your partner come from a film background and have understanding of how to film it and how sound needs to be precise and clean. So that's really good benefit of working with Let's Get Real. So speaking of reels, let's get a little more into what is a reel? What is an actor's reel and why is it important that an actor should have a reel?
Yeah, so reel is demo reel as well. It's basically I like to say it's your resume. It's your visual resume. So what it actually is, it's usually a 1 minute video of just like mini videos of your best performances. So, I would say maybe 4 to 5 videos of your performances that are usually like 20, 30 seconds of it. And then it will make about a minute long. And I think it's very, very important for actors because as I said, it is your resume. Because, as a server, you can say, I worked here, I work at Chili's, like people know those places. As an actor, you're like, okay, I did a commercial of AT&T or whatever. Like you don't really see it, I don't know how good you were in that commercial. I don't know what role you had in that commercial. So it is good to have that reel just for acting directors or casting directors to see what you're actually made of and who I'm actually hiring.
Yeah, I think it's really good to have a visual representation. They're always asking for it when it comes to castings and such. So it's good to have it already ready to go so you're not freaking out trying to put things together. And yeah, what do you suggest then for actors that haven't done a commercial, that are just starting? Maybe they want an agent. What materials should they use?
Yeah, so I was one of those actors. I didn't have anything. I didn't have any experience or anything. So what my acting coach recommended me to do was to literally just get a backdrop or use a wall, as long as it's not white or black. So blue, gray is great. At the time I used to have a gray wall. I would just literally get right in front of the wall, put my camera in front of me. I had a Canon T5 at the time. Put it right in front of me and then just start doing monologues. And then you would just use those. Just as long as you have something and your performance is amazing, I think that should work. At least that's what I did.
I agree, definitely. We all start from zero, in which we have no work experience, but it's like the idea of when you have a resume and you have no work experience, but you need work to get a job.
Right, to get work.
So,
Right.
so it's like that idea of like, okay, you still need to show that you have what it takes, and visually representing it through a monologue or a scene is the best thing to do. So that I'm in total agreement with that.
Yeah.
And now for a more experienced actor that has, I don't know, different tapes from different acting markets, like from theater to film and commercial, should they combine all that in one reel, or do you think they should separate it
Commercial and film?
into various?
I think, honestly, I think you should have both options because why not? But I do think that it is best to separate it just because it's so different. People don't really like realize this, but it's very different. Commercial acting is very much about how you look. Oh, she has green eyes. Perfect. We needed someone with green eyes. Oh, she's blonde. We needed somebody blonde. She has a great smile. We needed that. It's very much how you look, which is why, at least in my experience, when you do commercial auditions, it was very much, tell us about yourself. What's your favorite pastime? It's very much a personality that would get you into it. Film acting is very much character. So you are playing a character. You can't play yourself because, we're looking for somebody that can do a serial killer. You're not a serial killer in real life, I hope. It's very much a character that you're putting on, and it's a lot of your acting performances. That's a major difference between both. So I do think that you should have separate commercial reel and a separate film reel.
I agree. I mean, when you're first starting out, probably I would say not, just because you don't have probably
Right.
commercial work under your. But as you start compiling more, visual representation of your work, then you want to start separating them, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So now let's get into the struggles of creating a reel. What is like your pet peeves when it comes to seeing actor reels?
My pet peeve to see, oh my God, I don't think I could judge, but I would judge from my own.
Not necessarily on the talent base, but more like the quality of the video, so on.
The quality on my own personal experience, it's very much lighting. That is my biggest pet peeve because the lighting is very much, you use your ceiling lighting, which when you're on set, we always turn off the the actual electrical lighting that's on the roof. We add lighting to make it look natural, even though you're not really using the natural lighting. So I think my biggest pet peeve, it is the lighting, that it's just like a ceiling lighting, and it's very yellow, and it doesn't really help your face or your skin tone, or it's a lot of things that add up to lighting and to the mood. It controls the mood of the scene. So that's my biggest pet peeve. It's because I remember seeing an audition that I had, and again, it was with the gray backdrop and camera right in front of me. It was not cinematic whatsoever, and it was just like my little light, and or the ring light. I hate the ring light. I'm so sorry, whoever does
You
this.
hate the link.
Because okay, so when you're auditioning for whatever, or you're making it for a reel, it shows in your eyes. Like, it shows an
You're right.
actual ring light,
You're right.
And I feel like that's so unprofessional. And like, you're not supposed to know what is behind whatever the person's not seeing. You're not supposed to know there's a camera right there because you're performing. This is supposed to feel real. You're not supposed to know, okay, the light is right here. Like, it's very much telling, but especially with that ring light, it's like, okay, they're using a ring light and they're about this size, like, it tells that. So I'm sorry, whoever uses this, but you should know this. Stop using a ring light, please.
So what do you suggest they use? Because now I'm curious.
Instead of ring, I mean, honestly, natural lighting is pretty good if you can kind of control it. Natural lighting is pretty good if you use like a diffuser, which is, I have one. Oh, it's right there, but it's like, you can literally get it on Amazon, and they're like $10 or something. And you just get a diffuser, so it's not really harsh. So it's not really harsh lighting. Just use that. If it's nighttime, I have right now, which my friend Jesus let me borrow it. So it's a GMV. Those are like the cheapest, most professional looking camera lighting that you could get, and they're RGB, so you can just get it in different colors. It's not just warm or cool, and you can what's it called, you can control it with your app on your phone. So like, the app is right here, and you can just literally go, hold on, let me connect it here. You can see it now, but you can literally
Oh,
connect
yeah,
it to
I
your
can see the
phone.
lighting.
And it's
That's so
it's like the
cool.
coolest thing, and it will make it look cinematic. Just don't have it straight up in your face, and don't make it look like, too colorful. Just go by it, whatever looks good for you. I learn a lot via YouTube. Just go on YouTube and search up cinematic lighting, and it will teach you a lot. But please don't use ring lights or flashlight.
You heard it here, folks. No more ring lights. Get rid of your ring lights. Go
At least not
invest
for
in
your
one of these.
professional. Yeah, at least not yet for your professional reels. You can use it for interviews or whatever. Obviously, it works out, but not for reels.
So do you prefer then like filming outside, maybe like scenes or monologues? That makes sense, obviously.
I personally don't really like shooting outside as well, just because it's a lot of elements that you can't control. For example, sound. You're gonna hear the traffic sound, the birds, like anything, people talking. You can't really control a lot. Can't control the lighting because it's the sun, and a cloud can go by. So I don't really like it. But if you have to, it looks beautiful. But again, you do have to use the diffuser. Is very, very important if you're gonna shoot outside, because that's basically the only lighting that you're gonna be using. But I do rather, just to be more control, I do rather shoot.
I like that. And in terms of like the content that's in maybe a film reel, what type of like compilation of works would you recommend? Like, should there be a dramatic piece, a comedic piece? How do you go about selecting the material that's in the reel?
It's whatever you want to start off with. I know with you wanted to do comedic. I think comedy is the hardest to find and the hardest to do, but it's very nice because people don't have the same sense of humor, so that's why it's hard to find a good one. It just depends what you want to do. It depends what you're in the market for. But I do suggest to do both, to have a dramatic and to have a comedic, and just present both to whoever you're showing it to.
And in terms of like the reel itself and the quality and everything, what are some tips also when it comes to sound? Do you recommend wearing a mic, or do you recommend that they should just use their iPhone? What do you suggest?
So if you're starting out, I suggest to just use whatever's your surrounding. Like I said at the time, I just used my camera mic, or your phone mic, your cell phone mic is actually pretty good as well. I wish my partner was here. She's the sound mixer, but she's on set right now, Rosa. And she will tell you more about this because sound is not my forte. But definitely, if you are trying to get more into the professional side of reels, buy a mic. I think she uses a DJI, and then like a zoom, like a boom, but that's way more professional. But yeah, like a DJI little, it's a little mic about this size that you can just, if you're a woman, you can put in your bra, or if you're a man, you can just tape it into your skin. It's very, very easy to use. But yeah, that's more to get more of the professional sound, which is what we provide as well.
And now let's talk a little more about, again, let's get real in depth. So, what inspired you and your partner to create Let's Get Real?
So with Let's Get Real, it just started off as an idea because at the time I was renting my camera, and I have a Blackmagic 4K, and I just rented out to whoever needed it. Then I was like, okay, yeah, I can rent it out, but I also sort of want to be involved in projects and do stuff because, again, I really, really love it. If I didn't have to pay bills, I would do it for free. I still do it for free sometimes, but if I didn't have to pay bills, because this is my full-time job, so I just combined, how can I just get to help actors, because again, I was there once, and just obviously pay my bills. So I started calling my acting friends and just asking them, hey, like, what do you think if I started this? If would this be helpful for you guys? How would it work? I even asked them, how much would you pay for it? Because I wanted to have a fair price, because I know a lot of actors are, we are struggling artists. So I want to have the most fair price I could, but I wanted to be fair and balanced, and help both out. So they started, talking to me and telling me. I even heard that my friend told me, oh yeah, I had this guy that he did it. Obviously, I won't mention names because I don't even know who it is, but that they used to do the same thing, but it was like they charged like $1,000 something for a monologue. And I was like, that's insane. I would never do that. But yeah, so now like my monologues are 250. So then yeah, I started out like that, and then like I said, sound is not my forte. So I was first gonna do it by myself, like a one girl everything. And then I was like, no, I don't want to do sound and also pay attention to camera, because then I would forget about sound. So I called up my girl Rosa, my partner, and I was like, hey, I need, like, what do you think about this? This is the idea that I have. What are we gonna do? And then the next day we got into like this room, and then we started to brainstorm, and that's how it grew. And we just became partners in this, and yeah, that's just how it started.
That's awesome. I really support the idea of like creating businesses that not only support us as the actor, but also can help actors create the materials that they need for auditions and stuff like that. So I really applaud you guys for doing that and providing such a great service with great film quality and sound quality for actors. Because yeah, a lot of times we wait until we do a commercial or we do a short film, and the quality is not good. It's not the greatest, and I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about.
No, 100%. And that's the thing. You wait over a year to get any type of footage, and then you should see it. First of all, it's all outdated. You don't even look that way anymore. But it doesn't matter that you don't look that way, but it's just outdated, and the quality is outdated. And again, the lighting situation too. Like, it just doesn't look. It doesn't do you any favors. I feel like it's very important to meticulously choose what you're going to post, because some things could hurt you more than it could help you. So, and as an actor, that's very, very important, because that's your job. That's your career that you're losing out just because you're posting to post whatever it is. It doesn't matter how it looks. That's very important. It does matter. Your performance, yes, it's great, but also your surrounding must match your performance, because then it kind of closes an eye onto your performance.
Yeah, it undermines you as the actor,
Right.
like the quality of everything overall as a whole picture. It's like the same thing that I say when it comes to like resumes, and I see people coming in with like bland resumes. I'm like, but where's your brand? Where's like your
Right.
personality, you in this? Overall, this is just a resume. It tells me what you've done, but it doesn't really show who you are and your professionalism,
Right,
you
exactly.
know? And what would you say then sets your services apart in terms of like the cinematic part and also quality?
Yeah, I would say the difference about it is that we do put you in a scene. You know, we create an environment for you that makes sense to the character that you're portraying. So, for example, you know, if we're doing a like you're in prison or you're doing a confessional or whatever, like we put you into that scene. We create the environment using light, using set deck, and just putting the camera close enough to for the tension or far away enough so you can connect, so the audience can connect with you. Like it's very much to fit your character and to fit what, trying to control what the audience is supposed to feel. And we use that with lighting, with sound, with camera, the editing, the color grading. We do all that for you, and all you have to do is just bring yourself over and memorize your lines and put on the best performance you've ever put on your goddamn life. Like if we're gonna do everything else for you, all you have to focus in is what the actor is supposed to focus in, which is their performance. You know, and versus doing it yourself and then you having to do everything else and then you're gonna put in like a 50% performance level, you know? So that's I would say that's the difference in how we work.
Okay. And anything else that you want to tell us about creating a reel or anything about Let's Get Real in general? Anything that we haven't mentioned or talked about?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, let's get real. We try to make it as professional, but also as intimate as possible because, you know, again, if you're starting out, you're not used to the big crew and everybody else watching you, you know, even though they're not paying attention, but you're not used to that. So our company is just myself, Rosa Torres, and then Erin. She's our freelancer and she does BTS. And then she also is in charge of our social media. It's very small crew, and then just Rosa and I, we do everything else. We do lighting, we do sound, we do camera, everything else, just so you are comfortable and could focus more into your creative side. I also do, as a director, I also do 101, you know, directing with the actor. So it's just, hey, you know, do you rather just do it? What I like to do is the very first take is however they feel the character is or however they feel the scene is. I just let them improv and do whatever they feel it is. And so then they have that. And then the second take and on, it's more directing. So can you do this instead of that? You know, just feel it out. Just put yourself into a mindset of where the character is and just kind of like give them more of a little bit of a bio. Because I think it's so important to understand your character as the actor. When I write, I always do a character biography and then just like kind of, you know, let them out into, okay, how did they get themselves, because the story usually doesn't start when they were born. The story starts when they're 21. I try to do that like a little 5 minutes with the actor so they can kind of understand, even if it's not real, like even if it's already like a character, you know, that we're a scene that we're recreating and I don't really know much about that character. Just make it up. It's your character now. Who cares? You know, like as long as it makes sense, make up their storyline.
I totally agree. I think past circumstances, the moment before what was going on, is
Right.
very vital to influencing the choices that the actor is going to make in the scene. And yeah, staying true to the text, but still having the flexibility to make bold choices, that's
Exactly.
definitely more than welcome. And yeah, as long as it makes sense. If it's out of context, then that's
No.
just not a smart actor choice. And well, to just wrap up the episode, any final advice for actors that are struggling to build their reel?
I just say, like I said, with the lighting, just be careful with lighting, with sound. Again, really honestly, if watching back your reel or your footage and you're like, okay, I really don't like it. I don't like my performance. I don't like how it looks. Don't post it. I know you're desperate, but it will hurt you more than it will help you. Do it again. Try it out. Try a different lighting. Try a different
Right.
lighting, a different angle. Put the camera closer. Don't be afraid of the close ups. It brings out a different look to the character. Just I think that would be my main advice. Send it to your friend. Honestly, not even your friends. Sometimes your friend will tell you, "Oh yeah, this is amazing. You're doing great," and then it sucks. But just send it to somebody that you feel that would tell you heart to heart, "Hey, I didn't like this." You know, like actually critique you in a good way. Just do it again. Do it again and again and again, and then just take out the best take and post that. Make it look nice. Make it look crisp. and post that into your social media.
Love that advice. And so now to finalize, where can we find Let's Get Real? How can we book a session with you guys?
Yeah, so anytime that you guys are ready, or if you want to go into pre-production with us, just let us know. We are on social media, Instagram mainly, as Let's Get Real .soflow, and you can also send us an email, and our email is Let's Get Real Miami @gmail.com.
Yeah, so if you're tuning in, be sure to stay tuned because we're going to offer that promo code if you tuned into the episode, and you guys can work with Vanessa and her partner Rosa in Let's Get Real. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast, the show, to talk to us about all of this. Honestly, I learned so much as well, especially about lighting. Definitely going to get rid of my ring lights, but yeah, no, it was very insightful. It was very insightful because you know why? I come from a theater background, so I'm always trying to learn more about how to better myself as a film actor. And I even took classes for film after college because even though I have a BFA in theater, there's little technical differences when it comes to being on camera. And then I was also not only learning in class, but also in person, being on set for the first time for a bunch of commercials that I've done.
Yeah, 100%. And don't ever think that it's too late because we also always need old people to, to cast. So it's never too late.
I agree. It's never too late. There's always some type of casting available for you, for sure.
Exactly.
As you age, we need all theater and just acting in general is a representation of life. So we need all types of people, shapes and sizes, ages and ethnicities to tell a story. So we need everybody. All right. Well, thank you again. And this is The Brand New Actor. I'm your host, Deanna Gamboa. We were here today with Vanessa Ballester from Let's Get Real. This is season 2, Civil for Reels. And be sure to subscribe and follow on YouTube. And we're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You want to tune in every month at 6 p.m. last Sunday of the month. See you then. Bye.
Bye-bye.